How do I even start this?
Quitting your job to travel or to do something just because you want to explore options outside the 9 to 5 can be hard to justify. It may also very well be the best decision you ever took. It has completely changed my life for the better. And here are some thoughts from my experience after 6 years of doing my own thing.
I think the most important thing is that you actually go for what you want. Follow that dream.
You don't have to quit your job for this, but at least once or twice in your life, do the things you've thought about doing. Don't just sit around thinking about doing them.
Here's how I did it, why I did it, and how I'm now doing my own thing creatively full-time.
Since 2016, that's when this ongoing adventure started.
It was supposed to be a 1, possibly 2-year thing. But let's dive in.
Backstory.
I was working on the world's biggest shipyard in South Korea. I worked there, I think, nearly 8 years. Before that, I served as a diver in the Norwegian Navy and also as an engineer on submarines. Now, the job I had in Korea, it was very good. I had great colleagues, I had a very nice paycheck, and I worked 28 days on and off. That's roughly 4 weeks. So I had the ability to travel a lot. But in 2014, I made a decision to save up as much as I could for 2 years and then quit by the end of 2016. To travel full-time. Long story short, that happened. And that's quite possibly the scariest thing I ever did. Even though I didn't feel 100% fulfilled in my job.
It had always been like that with me. The jobs I had were great and all that. I just wanted to do something for myself so bad that the idea of working on someone else's dream just did not compute anymore. But it was also quite scary.
To leave the security of that monthly paycheck, even though I had saved up for 2 years and I had a good amount of money in my bank account at that time.
The first years I lived off of my savings, traveling here, there and everywhere, enjoying myself and this freedom, mostly in Africa.
I always go back to Africa. If you've been following the channel, you know I love Africa. Botswana is my home away from home. I balance this travel life between big cities like Tokyo and being out in nature, i.e. Botswana. So a good contrast right there. After enjoying myself and this lifestyle maybe a little bit too much, I started running low on funds in 2018. Even though I had my apartment that I rented out to give me a bit of passive income, it wasn't enough to sustain myself and what I wanted to do on a monthly basis.
So I had to do something. That's when I started to make another source of passive income, which was making stock footage from my travels.
So I continued to travel, spending the rest of my money, but using stock footage as an excuse to go everywhere and film everything and anything I could.
That gave this travel life much more purpose. I think that's really important when you do something enjoyable for a prolonged period of time. You need purpose.
All of a sudden it was 2019 and I started my Lines photo project in Botswana, in the wilderness of Botswana. And there is a link to that series up here if you want to check it out. This photo project was something I've dreamt about doing for a very long time. And with stock footage, I had an excuse to go and do that project, which was fantastic.
The coolest adventure I've ever done. And with making stock footage in addition to the photo project, I could justify spending 6 months in the wilderness of Africa.
When I got back to Norway from that 6 months trip in the bush of Botswana, having finished my Lines photo project and continued building my wildlife stock video portfolio, the plan was to continue traveling, but because of this virus, I was stuck in Norway. In fact, I was stuck on a sailboat. I didn't have a place to stay. So my friend, he lent me his sailboat and I was living on that boat in the middle of the Norwegian winter, which was a very cool, quite literally as well, experience. So it's been 6 years for me doing my own thing creatively after having quit that job as an engineer. And to be completely honest with you, I would never ever go back to something like that, having a normal job or working for somebody else. I would much rather have a little less money but do the things that I love and make something for myself. It has not been easy, but would I do it all over again? Oh yeah, no question, but I would of course do things a bit differently, hence this series every Friday now where I talk about this creative project and what I've learned with photography, having projects and having a bit more structure in my creativity. I think that's really important. So if you're watching this and if you're a new creative wanting to do something crazy like quitting your job or just start out as a creative, maybe make a bit of money from it and build from there, I hope I've given you some good tips and It's very rewarding when you do something creatively and you do it for yourself, but we also have to be structured as creatives. And that's it for this video. A bit of backstory from your not traveling so much anymore, Daniel Bryn. But I'm definitely going to travel more in the future, but smarter and with better structure, so I can create better content here on my channel for you guys and for myself as well. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, that really helps. It helps this community grow and be better, and I very much appreciate it. Thank you and bye bye. See you in the next video.